Ericeira is a Portuguese village located 40 kilometers from Lisbon. It started out as a small fishing village, but over time, it became one of the most sought-after places for tourism, especially due to its charm, beaches and peaceful environment. Let's explore Ericeira and everything this wonderful village has to offer us.
A Ericeira dos meus tempos de juventude não era como está, era mais pobre, era uma Ericeira bonita, foi onde eu nasci e fui criada. Os meus pais, coitadinhos, o meu pai vivia no mar, quer dizer, pescador, minha mãe vendia peixe, o canastro à cabeça. Foi assim que criou 10 filhinhos, graças a Deus, e gosto muito da Ericeira.
The history of the town is a reflection of the evolution of a small fishing village into a prominent town in a tourist and cultural panorama of Portugal and beyond. It has a rich historical legacy linked to the sea, fishing and tradition. In 2011, it was named a World Surfing Reserve, becoming one of the few locations in the world to receive this title. The town that was once primarily known for its fishermen and summer tourists has now become an international destination. It is a story of transformation and adaptation, from a fishing village to a modern and dynamic town, trying not to lose its roots and identity. The sea continues to play a fundamental role in its history and in the future of the Ericeira community.
Antigamente andava tudo ao aparelho. O anzol, as embarcações usavam 20 aparelhos cada uma, cada cera tinha uma média de 80 anzóis, 75, conforme. E a malta vivia, quando vinha as traireiras de peniche aqui, os algarvios, vinham aqui e vendiam a sardinha aqui em maquinos, tiravam e chocavam o aparelho e iam para o mar. Era a base só de anzóis. Depois veio esse cenário do Brasil, vinha do Brasil, e a gente comprava e fazia umas redes que eram extraordinárias. Melhores que as dois. Tinha que ia-se uma vez ao mar, estava-se uma semana em terra a remendar e a fazer aquelas coisas todas, né? Depois aquilo não deu. Eu comecei com as redes dessas, comprei uma chatinha, uma chatazinha, custou-me 500 escudos.
There is a strong fishing identity. Fishing and maritime activities have always been central to the local economy. Even today, the town maintains a strong connection to the sea, with fishermen going out daily to catch fish and shellfish, which supply the local market and restaurants in the region. The relationship with the sea and fishing is an element of collective identity and one of the main sources of pride, transmitted from generation to generation.
Mas meu pai era o campeão daquela altura. Largava o aparelho, vou marcar a vela. É verdade. Uma vez o anzol foi assim o dedo, olha, morreu com o dedo assim. Tinha uma inteligência e ele é que me ensinou a queimar. Ele é que me ensinou a queimar a mim.
The gastronomy is strongly influenced by its coastal location. Fresh fish and seafood are the main ingredients. One of the traditional dishes is seafood rice, prepared with fresh seafood from the region, and which has a unique flavor due to the richness of the coast. Eating fresh fish in Ericeira is not just a meal, it is an immersion in the culture and flavor of the town. An essential experience for anyone who visits. Seafood is king, synonymous with freshness and tradition. Unmissable for those who like the authentic flavor of the Atlantic. Ericeira has always been a community where personal and family relationships are very important. The feeling of belonging to the community is very strong. And this is visible in the way the village preserves its traditions, even with the increase in tourism. Although the town has undergone major changes over the years, especially with the growth of tourism, Ericeira's cultural identity continues to be preserved in its gastronomy and in the relationships between people.
Epá, eu não dou a comer às gaivotas, quer dizer, às vezes vejo um bocadinho de comerem. Eu não tenho pão aqui às vezes também, mas tenho que lavar isto. Ah, olha, está a ver hoje. Lavei hoje ou ontem? Ontem. Então não conheço. Estou sempre ali àquela ponta ali à minha espera. Faz conta que isto é a minha casa.
The sea and fishing remain at the heart of the community, while new cultural practices such as surfing mix with old traditions, creating a rich cultural tapestry, which defines Ericeira as a special, authentic, and unique place. After being recognized as a World Surfing Reserve, it became one of the most emblematic destinations in the world for practicing this sport, attracting surfers from all over the planet.
Well, it's amazing. You have so many different waves here, all different kinds. All year round, you have good waves, and there's so many people from everywhere starting to surf here now. It's world famous for a few years now. Yeah, the water quality is really good. You have nature so close by, which for me is a big aspect. If you surf closer to Lisbon, you have so much city, and here it's a bit more of like a nature feeling or little village. So it's really, really cool. I really like it.
Surfing has played a central role in the modernization of the economy, especially over recent years. The town, which was previously predominantly dependent on fishing and agriculture, found itself adapting to a new type of tourism and business, more focused on outdoor experiences and water activities. It started to attract not only tourists, but also people who moved to the village, looking for a healthier and more relaxed lifestyle. The surfing community has become a central part of the population, with professional surfers, digital nomads, and long-term tourists taking up residence in the town. The influence of surfing is indisputable and multifaceted, encompassing the economy, culture, environment, and even the community's lifestyle. The village has the opportunity to become a global model for sustainable surfing, maintaining its traditions while innovating to adapt to modern times. Surfing has not only changed Ericeira, but also contributed to its global recognition, while creating new challenges to ensure that the town's future is as vibrant and authentic as its past. The increase in demand for property and the growing pressure from tourism on property rental and purchase prices have caused an increase in the cost of living, which has created difficulties for some local families, especially the more traditional ones linked to fishing and local commerce. One of the biggest challenges of modernization has been the balance between the growth of tourism and the preservation of local traditions. The typical architecture, with its white and blue houses, is carefully preserved to maintain the village's authentic character. Local residents sometimes express concerns about the loss of the village's authenticity, especially in relation to the increase in buildings and commercial establishments, which do not always respect the traditional style. The key to the future will be finding ways to balance economic development with preserving the environment and local traditions, creating a model of sustainable development. Natural and environmental heritage is one of the town's greatest assets. With its stunning coastline, rich biodiversity and unique landscapes, the village is an example of how environmental preservation and sustainable development can go hand in hand. Careful management of this heritage is essential to ensure that future generations can continue to enjoy the town's natural beauty, while the local community and tourism benefit from development that respects nature and promotes sustainability. Geodiversity is also accessible through several trails and viewpoints spread along the coast. These routes allow visitors to explore the landscape up close, whilst offering spectacular panoramic views of the Atlantic Ocean and cliffs. The social dynamics are marked by the balance between local inhabitants and visitors, with a focus on preserving their traditions and identity. At the same time, it embraces the opportunities provided by globalization. The transformation brought new social dynamics, with the constant flow of tourists and surfers from different parts of the world. The village has become more cosmopolitan. This generated a reflection on how to maintain the authenticity and traditional character of the village without succumbing to mass tourism. Interaction between tourists and residents is a fundamental part of the village's social life. Considered one of the most authentic locations in Portugal, where historical heritage and architecture preserve the memory of past generations. The narrow, winding streets are an invitation to take a stroll through the village's authentic charm. They combine history, culture, and natural beauty. Through not only the picturesque squares, but also the houses with facades painted white and blue or with decorative tiles, the village continues to maintain a medieval and traditional atmosphere. The layout of the streets and the construction of the houses convey the way of life of the fishing community, with simple and functional houses. Today, they reflect the soul of the village. Walking along them is like immersing yourself in a welcoming environment, with the smell of the sea always present. Ericeira has experienced significant population growth, with many people moving to the town in search of a quieter life. Its future is intrinsically linked to its ability to preserve its identity and authenticity. Tourism is one of the village's main sources of income, but the pressure of mass tourism can put the region's cultural identity and environment at risk. The increase in tourism also brings with it some serious challenges. The increase in the real estate market, driven by the demand for homes for tourists and investors, could lead to the gentrification of the town, driving away local families and changing its social dynamics. The risk of the village becoming a destination saturated with tourists and surfers, damaging the authentic experience not only for visitors, but also for local life. The future will be determined by the ability of the local community and responsible entities to be able to balance development and preservation or not.